caught that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Not my first swearing.
And I got it. And this time it wasn't because I swore first. I didn't swear at all. I don't know what anyone's talking about.
I swear, you always swear.
Yeah. John already came up before we even started the podcast today with the title of this week's podcast, PoddiMouths, Unshowered. So that's what the we were so excited to talk with you folks this week that neither of us had time to shower after John just got back from the gym and doing what you do at the gym. I just got done mowing the lawn. And so
I did
sweaty.
I did the gym motions. You should probably do the lawn mowing motions.
Oh, I did. If I did any more, I'd be laying on the ground. I didn't quite finish though. I was so excited to get on here and potty mouth that I started to use the weed whip, the trimmer, if you will, and all of the rest of the weed whacker. See, that's what I call it, but I keep getting made fun of because I call it a weed whacker by my wife.
Yeah, you're Midwest, Upper Midwest. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like a carburetor. Yep. Anyway,
like a carburetor.
I went out and I started using it, and then all of the what do they call it? Not the string, the part that whacks the weeds. The spool. Thank you.
Yeah.
It emptied, and I'm like, I'm not going to take the 10 minutes it's going to take me to put all that back. No, because I want to get up and I want to podcast. No, I bet you don't. But I did. I don't know if I mentioned this. I may have already. I bought a new one, so now I have two weed whackers. I have a gas and I have a battery. Gas
or electric?
Both.
Oh, battery.
So I have one gas and I have one that's electric, kind of like my Jeep. And
it's very good. It's if you use them both at the same time, it's a hybrid.
Exactly. That'd be interesting. But so yeah, that was what I did this morning. It's already awesome. Here in Nashville on what is it, April 23rd. It's already about 75 degrees. It's going to get up to 85 today. That's very Nashville. Nice. Nashville in April. No, not nice. I don't like heat. You know I don't like heat, John.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're a whiner.
It's 76.
81 in Port Charlotte, Florida.
Ugh. And humid, I'm sure.
Delightful.
I don't mind the heat.
Not bad, no.
I don't mind the heat. I just hate humidity. I absolutely hate humidity. But before I went lawn mowing this morning. Go ahead. I was going to say, before I went lawn mowing this morning, Peyton and I went to Starbucks and we had the Freedom Tops off the Jeep, and it was beautiful. It was only about 65 then. It was absolutely perfect. Listened to a little Imagine Dragon albumage, and it was fun.
Nice. And they called them Freedom Tops. And this will never be your daughter, but when some girl is driving the Jeep other than your daughter, you don't want her to go freedom topless. That's all I'm saying for future notice.
Yeah. Yeah. I sometimes I realize who I'm talking to when I say, "Hey, Peyton, you want to ride in the Jeep topless?" Wait a second. No, that's not what I meant.
You're just doing that to entertain yourself.
Well, normally, yes. But again, I forget the audience.
Yes.
Because it's just become one of those things.
It'll be weirder when she gets to be 15, 16, 18, 20 years old. Yeah. Then it will be. Well, around 20, it comes back around again because she'll expect it. Yes, right.
Exactly. So, but last note with the lawn mowing and everything, so are there things in your life that just bring back certain memories, like, just little things that you're just like, why do I remember that?
What am I going to say to that? No, nothing ever brings my mind.
Poddius interruptus.
Stop recording when he came back, so that's exciting.
Kept going. Yeah, I know.
We kept going.
Don't know why that was.
How do you like Port Charlotte? It doesn't sound like you're coming through your microphone anymore, though.
For the love of Pete.
Well, no, it says default microphone, USB, PNB.
It probably just took a moment for it to, to catch up.
Yeah, now it sounds better. So, hi, John. Nice to see you again.
Sakes.
It wouldn't be a PoddiMouths episode if it didn't happen.
Gosh, But, you know, it happened so little compared to how often it used to happen.
Oh
Remember,
yeah,
it was
year
like
one.
every single time
Yep.
we were
I
having
think that's how
technical
we got
problems.
so many listeners in the beginning because they just wanted to see how many times we would
I think
have a
you're
technical issue.
right. No, you're not going to believe this. Let's all listen to this together. It's amazing. Yeah,
It's
because
amazing how shitty this
we
is.
have a pool going. Yeah, we have a pool going that is going to define how how far into the podcast they're going to have technical problems.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, that was my memory. I don't know how much of that you heard, but it just again just a random
I
memory.
didn't. I'm sorry. Well, let's do it again
Well,
because I do want to hear it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was talking about the table grinder. So when I was buying the table grinder, it just gave me this memory of walking through my grandfather's garage and seeing a table grinder for the first time. And we
Cool.
never used it. We didn't do anything with it. I just remember seeing it. And it's just this vivid memory of walking into the garage to get something. And this is downtown, not downtown Minneapolis. It's it's Minneapolis, but it's the outskirts. But just walking through the garage and seeing this table grinder. And I probably was 8 years old, maybe. And just a vivid memory of that when I was buying it. It was very weird.
That's really cool.
But mine's much
No,
bigger
that's
and a
really
lot more
cool,
yellow.
That's though, I think you hope that when it's all said and done, when it's all over, you hope that your kids and grandchildren have those memories that eh, remind them of you or remind them. And it's not about us, it's not the individual, but that to me is how you live on.
Yeah.
With your families is they remember stuff like that. So much of mine is olfactory. They claim, I've read studies that claim that the sense of smell has a longer memory time than anything, and which explains elephants, I guess. But
Also
I
explains
think
why no
about
one's in our office with us right now.
that's true. Because they would remember it forever.
Yeah,
Whoa,
exactly.
remember that one Potty Mouse broadcast? Yeah. But I think about my dad's cologne, which was Old Spice. And I smell that stuff and I can still smell my dad. Now, if he was going out on a fancy date or something with mom, it was it was Brute.
Right.
Amazing cologne. He was a cologne horse back then.
Nice. Yep. I have the same.
Yeah,
Once in a
not
while, I
good.
smell my stepdad, and it's like I don't even know what kind he wore, but it's just that yeah. It just boom. Your memory is right back to the time and the
It's
place
pretty
you first
cool.
smelled it. It's not he wore it for as long as I can remember, and I've known him since I was born. But it just that smell just transports me to the kitchen in his apartment. Way back when I was a little kid. That's exactly where I remember smelling it for the first time. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. And you think about stuff that you remember, you recall growing up like that, or even just we had these aluminum glasses. They were a thing. There were like 4 of them or 6 of them, and they were multicolored. One was blue, one was red, one was whatever. And they were, I don't know, they weren't awesome or anything like that. They're aluminum, so they conduct heat and cold. So if you have cold milk, it gets warm in no time because it is conducted through the aluminum.
Right.
But I remember those cups, and I talked to my older sister and older brother, and they go, "Oh yeah, I remember those." And as silly as it is, it's those little snippets of things that just remind you of good memories with your family.
I think it goes back to that conversation we had about certain coffees, like diner coffees, and how it's probably the crappiest coffee in the entire world. It's cheap, but it's just so good. It's kind of like a drip coffee maker. I am a coffee snob. I've got so many different ways to make coffee. I love the different ways to make coffee.
Everybody knows you're a coffee snob.
Everyone knows I'm a coffee snob. But you know what? Honestly, if you were to ask me what my favorite coffee is, I'd say a drip coffee. Give me an old drip
Really?
machine. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but that coffee, if it's made right, it's my
But
favorite.
you have that percolator.
I know.
You have the old percolator too,
I
don't
do.
you? And
Yep.
didn't you tell me? I think you changed though. I think you go. I do anyway.
Oh, I think so. I
Where
think
we
it's
go through
nostalgia.
phases, sort of.
Yes,
well, that especially, yes.
it's right,
Yeah.
like right now. So this weekend, it's Saturday right now, and when Jen gets done at work, we're actually taking a little vacay. We're going to a cabin on a lake about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from here, and we're staying until Monday.
Nice.
And you know, the one thing out of everything that we're doing, the one thing I'm looking forward to is I know there's a drip coffee maker there, and I'm looking forward to that coffee. And maybe that's why I'm thinking that right now, is because that to me is cabin life. You know, it's not cabin life isn't
That's
making an
hilarious.
espresso. It's not making a pour over. It's drip
No,
coffee early in the
no.
morning. It's dumping it in the cup and just sitting out on the porch. You know, that's what going to a
That's
cabin is for me.
excellent. Yeah,
It's
love
probably
that.
because
That's
my
an
dad
excellent
had
point.
a log cabin when I was growing up, and that was the coffee he drank.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why.
That
Nostalgia.
is
It's a
very
fickle
cool. And
bitch.
it yes, it is. I am I will not play that part back for Jen. You know the part I'm going up with my family and it's going to be so much fun. You know the part I'm looking forward to the most? Drip coffee.
She'd agree with me.
Wow, so not spending time with your girls and not, oh, we get to do a little walk and we're going to hike and we're going to sit on the porch and no, drip coffee.
Yeah. That I have a sneaky suspicion that is exactly what Jen would agree with me on.
Okay, so this is how you know you have a successful marriage.
Exactly.
You both like drip coffee.
we both like coffee. Well, and you don't forget,
Yes.
we're also, coffee is not the only thing we'll be drinking while we're there. So, you know, we have that to share as well.
She's big on scotch. I know that.
Yeah, she loves scotch and whiskey. That's her favorite. Every time I have a Manhattan or something, I'm like, oh, like if I'm trying something that's new, that's like the other day, and she wasn't with me for this, but the other day I had a blueberry smash old fashioned. So it had the sweet part was all done with blueberries, and it was fantastic. So if Jen were there, I would have said, "Hey, taste or smell this," and she'd smell it and go, "It smells like college," and then she wouldn't touch it. She hates bourbon. The only time she will drink bourbon, she actually really, really likes, which she can't have anymore because she has an issue with sugar. The only thing she ever would drink that was whiskey now would be a mint julep. She loves mint juleps.
Oh, sure.
But they're super sweet and a lot of mint. So
she's a high-end Tennessee girl.
Well, that's my fault.
Mint juleps.
My wife is anything but high maintenance, and I am extremely high maintenance, and I'm slowly bringing her up to my level. She's bringing me down a little bit, but I am slowly bringing her up to my level.
Wow. You are just making big points here with your lovely wife before you go on vacation. I may have to text her
here,
just
so.
hey, just a little FYI.
Yeah. But we're
wow, that's awesome.
It'll be fun. And I don't know if we're going to go topless on the way there, because the interesting thing with the Freedom Tops we've found, unless the back window's open, if you're sitting in the back seat, even with all the windows open, there's a really bad buffering. So it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And whoever's sitting.
Buffeting.
Whatever.
Warren Buffett. Nope, not whatever. Buffering. Yeah, I need to bring me some of the Buffett aspirin. No, it's buffering. No.
That's buffering is what we used to use for the dogs. German Shepherds that have hip dysplasia. We would use buffering. Yeah. God, John, just stop. Right. Just stop.
Can't help it. And
yes.
So you're going 2 hours. What city? May I ask? Is it?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
We did. We were way, and I know you know this because we talked about it, but we were way over like in Bryson City, way to the east.
Okay.
When we went over there with the Harleys. Love that part of it's just so beautiful over there.
Yeah, we're not going that far.
No,
east.
You're probably Chattanooga-ish, not quite that far.
No. I mean Cookeville. So we're not even.
Cookeville.
I don't even think we'll be up on the plateau. Hold on, let me.
Oh,
of course,
okay.
I can't find the email now. And for those of you who don't know,
got a
there's
Verbo?
No, it's a state park, and they have cabins. For those of you who don't know, the Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee is divided by a plateau called the Cumberland Plateau.
I call it a mesa.
You would.
Well, I learned that in Plateau, Arizona.
Nice.
Oh, I'm killing me. Thank you.
Someone's got to. So I don't know the exact city, but it's on Dale Hollow Lake.
Okay, I've actually heard of that. Maybe you've mentioned it before.
I may have. It actually straddles Kentucky and Tennessee. So
who hasn't done that?
Right. I'm gonna tell Lisa that you said that.
Oh, she's listening, I'm sure. Well, she will be on Tuesday.
She will be. Exactly.
Yes, she will. And it's funny. I love this part. She actually will go so far as to put in her noise canceling headphones while we're recording because she doesn't want to hear it before Tuesday.
That's fantastic.
I love that she downloads it rather than listens live.
Yeah. Standing Stone State Park is what it's called.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, that is a terrific idea, actually, to do that just for a quick getaway. And
well, it was awesome. Jen was saying that even when she takes a day off, she just can't unplug. So this is a good way. Don't tell Peyton this. Jen does know this, but the cabin does have Wi-Fi, so we can still connect. But it is a rustic cabin. It's a log cabin out in the woods on the lake. So. And it wasn't that expensive either. I don't think we're quite in season yet, so that's probably helpful.
Well, and state parks, I think, are a good way to go, especially when they're not crazy booked and so on.
Yeah. Well, this was the last one available. So I looked at a couple different ones that were even closer, and this is the last one that was available. So it is pretty busy. That said, I wanted to go camping. Jen wanted a little bit more nicey, so this was kind of our compromise, and that's why we looked at
next week. You can let us know how it goes. That will be awesome.
I will. So what's new in your world?
I'm glad you asked because I could not wait to tell you about going to my new favorite place. You're high maintenance, especially when it comes to coffee. I'm high maintenance when it comes to meat. And so I went to our German butcher.
Nice.
After I was at the gym. Yeah. Well, after the gym, you want to load up on protein. And boy, load up on protein I did. I just love this place. It is it's a German butcher shop. There are actual German women, looks like they're first generation in the US. And
wow.
And I want to try to say this as delicately as I can. They have wonderful personalities.
Nice.
But they're just so fun, and they take good care of us when we're there. And so I got a nice tenderloin, which is about half the price of the filet mignon in our butcher store in our whatever it's called, our meat market in Wisconsin when we lived there. Half the price.
Go figure.
And so I'm like, wow. And it's a full tenderloin. Not a full, I shouldn't say that. It's a full piece of tenderloin. So, 3 pounds or so. And so that's at least 2 or 3 meals for us.
Nice.
If we're going to have steaks. And it's amazing. And I had to get the baby back ribs too, because I haven't had them for so long.
Yeah, and I've been craving those myself.
Look at me.
So I'll be there. I'll be there next week.
Good.
I'll come down and see you next week.
You need to stop by the German butcher. Tell them.
No, I was coming to your house for baby back ribs.
Oh no, you have to go to the butcher and get more ribs because.
Okay, because you'll eat them all of these. Okay, I understand.
Heck yeah, kidding me? Only got 2 racks.
I did notice you put Braunschweiger in your name today, Klaus Braunschweiger. Are you a fan of liverwurst?
Liverwurst, yeah, that's what we used to call it. And I am. It's one of those things, and I can name a handful of them that my dad liked, and so he's been gone since 1976. So it helps me. There are certain foods that I'll remember him by. This sounds like the nostalgia show too. Yeah. Plus not having showered. But yeah, I mean he loved liver sausage, Braunschweiger. He loved rutabaga, which I'm a big fan.
Me too.
Occasionally he would eat Limburger cheese.
Nice. Stinky, very
And
stinky.
oh gosh, and if Lisa would let me, I'd have it more often than I do, which is very seldom these days. This is my sister's favorite, and I say this tongue in cheek, was mashed potatoes with cream corn.
Oh, oh, no,
Oh
no,
my
no.
gosh.
See,
Oh yes.
I will eat a lot of things. I
Oh,
really will. I am not afraid of a lot of foods. For some reason, I
yes.
just can't get past cream corn. I cannot do it. I hate the taste. I hate the texture. I can't do it.
It's something I will always remember, and of course, because it bothers my sister, I bring it up as often as possible, because
You
I
know,
don't think it's ever been in either of our houses since Dad passed away.
really, there are certain things like Braunschweigers is a good example of something that
Yep.
I, as an adult, absolutely love to have in the house because I'm the only one that eats it. But when I was growing up, Murray always ate it, my mom always ate it, and I always ate it. And I mean, we just couldn't keep it in the house. And by all
Couldn't
means,
keep
it
it,
is
yeah.
it is a disgusting meat. It really is. So I can understand why my wife won't eat it and why Peyton won't eat it. I mean, Whitney's a vegetarian, so obviously she's not going to eat it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love that because now I get the big ones, and I just get it all to myself, and I don't have to worry about leaving some for somebody because it's all mine. I love stuff like that. That's an only
That's
childism.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, it absolutely is. That's
Yeah.
right. And
we
yeah,
talk about that all the time. The fact that Jen is an only child, I'm an only child, and we're raising an only child.
Yep.
It's an interesting household. And for those of you who are not only
who knows
children,
better?
for those of you who aren't only children, it's a completely different world. It's a completely different mindset. Only children are probably the most generous people you'll ever meet, but at the same time, they are the most what's the word I'm looking for? Selfish.
Selfish, stuck up.
Yeah. No, not stuck up, but selfish. We are very selfish I will gladly share my Braunschweiger with people. I'm glad to share it, but it eats at me when everyone else is eating my Braunschweiger. It's one of those things. It's like, this is mine. This is mine.
It has to
Goddammit.
be your idea.
Exactly. That's it. It has to be my idea to share it. If you just go up and take it,
funny.
but that could also be a Midwestern Minnesota thing, because what's the one thing that Minnesotan, and I know Wisconsinites are the same way. What's the one thing that happens when you're at a party or somewhere and there's one thing left on the tray? What never leaves that tray? No one will ever pick. Exactly. No one will ever pick it up because no one wants to take the last piece. It's kind of the same thought process. Yep. So anyway,
that's funny.
Can you tell I'm passionate about this topic?
We also raised an only child, and there are some funny things about when he was 4 or so. He was. If I have a brother, I want him. I think Lisa will correct me on this, but I want to name him Bucky or something like that. Something funny that Michael said, and a couple of years later, Mom said something to him about, well, so are you still thinking about another brother? No, I'm good. He's totally fine ever since then. Wants to be the only child. You can't hide as easily as an only child, but you get everything.
Exactly. Yeah, Peyton's the same way. I think there might have been a week in all 11 years, maybe 10 that she could talk, but in all 11 years, maybe a week where she wanted a sibling. Other than that, nope. Anytime we brought it up, don't you dare. No. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is funny because
I think it's funny when
Jen was the same way. I've been told. I always wanted a brother or sister. I was always begging for a brother or sister. So I never got that part, but who knows?
I think, and you should just have this talk with Jen, because I don't think it's too late. I think you should still threaten that.
Oh, she does.
I think 2-3 more kids. I think you
right?
guys could
Right.
easily.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't have any more hair to lose, John.
That's my point. What's the damage that can be done?
Well, here's my argument to that too. Inflation. I just can't afford it now.
Oh, money. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I was thinking something
yeah.
else.
Oh. Wow, John is going down that path today, and I'm being the innocent, clean one. It's weird.
You're an only child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had 3 brothers and 1 sister who I was more scared of her than I was of the brothers.
That's I've heard that of many situations like that.
I'm still more afraid of her than I am of my brothers.
Yeah. I don't know if this is true. I've honestly never asked, but I could see it. My dad is the oldest of 4 kids, and he's the only boy. The rest of them are girls, and I know they all idolized him. I do know that, but at the same time, I'm sure he is and was afraid of every single one of them at some point.
Well, it's a little different when you're the oldest, but yeah, in the middle, it was. She was the one level older than me in the family, so yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I think I have a theory as to why, and I'm not trying to bring anything down because I think death is a celebration of life in many instances, but
I think it should be. Yeah.
My dad had a really close friend of his who I got to know, and Peyton actually got to meet a couple of times, and my dad used to go play music with him. He's a true cowboy. His name is Lon Davis. He actually passed away on Wednesday morning. So
I'm sorry.
70 years old. Greatest people. His wife Kathy is a wonderful person, and so that's probably where my mind is. I mean, nothing to be sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, obviously, but at the same time, it's a celebration of a life well lived. He's got a lot of kids, a lot of grandkids, and he was just one of those people that enjoyed every minute of life. And you could see it whenever you met him. He never, and they even said this in his obituary. Never met a person he didn't like. He's that type of person.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm thinking that's
awesome.
where that's coming from on my side.
That's okay. Yeah. Who might argue with that?
No, John.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's cool. That's a very nice tribute, and it's fun to have those people who, again, connections to to other folks, and that's really what it's all about. So,
yeah.
We are waxing rapsodic. That's very good.
I have been reading a book, and when I say reading, folks, that means I've been driving a little bit more this week, so it's been an audiobook. I actually have read
You've
1.5.
listening.
Yeah, I've been listening. But this one that so our friend Matt, Matt Smolik, who we've had on the podcast before, he recommended this book, and I'm like, okay, I'll read it. And then as I'm reading it, I call him up, and I'm like, and was talking to him about it, and I said, because I couldn't remember who introduced me to the book. And I said, you introduced me to this. And he's like, yeah, I thought you had read it already. And I'm like, I have read it. So it was one of those books where it took me halfway through it before I'm like, I've read this book. And it turns out I read it for college. It was one of my college readings. But I would highly recommend it because I'm going through it again. And the point to all of this is there are certain books out there that you read and then you have to read multiple times because it just reminds you to think a certain way. And this is one of them for me. So if anyone is looking for a good book that's going to help you think about things, especially those of you who are in marketing, I'm a big fan of Simon Sinek, and the Simon Sinek book is Start With Why. And it goes through, it talks about Apple, talks about a lot of different companies, Microsoft as well, and how they have been able to far exceed other companies who might have a better product, just because instead of focusing on what it is, they focus on why they do it. And just doing that and introducing, because people buy into why you do something, and then they become product loyalists and things like that. So again, Simon Sinek.
Yep. Go ahead. No, well, I was just going to say he actually did a lecture on that as well, and on the book, or that topic at least. And it was, I remember hearing it, and it was quite good. It was very enlightening.
And then the other one, it was a book by Rick Ross. And yes, if you're hearing that correctly, Rick Ross is the rapper. I got to pull it up here. Hold on. The Perfect Day to Boss.
I just can't help myself. Rick Ross rapper is what I'm writing.
Yeah, Rick Ross. The Perfect Day to Boss Up. That's the name of it. The Perfect Day to Boss Up. That was an interesting book, and it was a good book too. You know, I am not necessarily that into people that really talk about themselves or talk about themselves in the third person a lot, and he tends to go in that direction a little bit. So sometimes I'm listening going, oh, come on. Oh, but then the point that he makes is really, really good. So I another book recommendations for, you know, because this is like coffee talk.
It just like coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Just like it.
It's the PoddiMouths book club.
No, I'm not doing that.
PoddiMouths. That's our new podcast, PoddiMouths.
No, it's not. I'm gonna hit you in the mouth with a book.
There you go. That works.
There you go.
So are there two more books that I tend to have to go back to and read. One of them actually are, well, you're not with us anymore, but you know, you still consider him our fearless leader, Mr. Dennis Mosser. Yeah, shout out to you, Mr. Mosser. Yes. If you don't want me shouting you out, just let me know. I'm sure you can, but he is
require him to listen to the podcast.
Exactly. We actually talked about the podcast the other day, so it was kind of fun. But anyway, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
Yes,
he lives by that, and that's a book that sometimes I just got to go back and reread. And then the third book that I have to reread, which really helps me get into the headspace of just life in general, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which is a fantastic book.
You've mentioned that one before.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to read
you've also leveled the field on swearing.
But that's not really swearing if it's not me swearing, because it was the title of a book. So
you could do F asterisk ampersand exclamation.
Yeah, because that makes the point. That's by Mark. That's by Mark Manson, by the way. Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F asterisk CK.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why do you?
I didn't want to offend your sensitive ears.
Yes,
even your mom is probably going, John, it's a book. It's a book title.
John, lighten up.
Right.
Lighten up, John.
So are there any books that you have that are like that? Let me guess. The Secret Garden.
No. Wow. No. No.
Pride and Prejudice.
I have not done much reading. You know where I've done most of my reading lately is online on Harvard Business Review.
Yes.
And some other and I just love that stuff because it's poignant. It's to the point. It's not anything that's is going to take me down a long path, because you know my attention span. It's not squirrel.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of setting the time aside when I've got a whole bunch of other chickens in the pan.
I try to buy I try to buy the top reads of Harvard Business Review every year. So like I have 2021 sitting in my bag right now, and I flip through that every once in a while and just kind of read through one of those. I love Harvard Business Review. I think they're fantastic.
Me too. And I love their executive summaries too. Yeah. It's just, if you're going to be able to get the gist of something, then it's highly valuable. And honestly, LinkedIn has some great courses too.
They really do.
And so I enjoy those. And Udemy.
Udemy.
I just put some sales courses up, and that's also been UDEMY. If you haven't been there, you're welcome.
Shameless plug. 5-minute coach.
Out if you would like to. It was a little shameful plug.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think those are a lot of fun, and I actually have the Harvard Business Review things that they send you every morning, just the little like 2-paragraph reads. Oh, yeah. And it's kind of like, you know how I don't know if you or Lisa do this, but I know Jen does it every once in a while. She'll get into the habit of reading, what are those called? The little religious, paragraph or two things. Devotionals. Thank you. They're kind of like a business devotional. You just, first thing I do is read my email, and it comes in the email, and I read that every morning, and it just kind of gets me going. So
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway,
Very nice.
folks, I know it's a short one this week, but I actually have to hit the road. I got to hit the shower first. Otherwise, Jen won't let me in the car, even with the
Please.
tops off.
Yeah, do the hey, quick vacation, unshowered. Don't do that. That would not be good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So anywho, folks, I also do have to apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm sure you've heard John and I kind of talking over each other. We talked about this the other week. I might be shutting off. We have this thing called experimental Dolby Voice, and it's on right now. And it's a great product from the company that we use. And they are not a sponsor, but they definitely have a vendor. You can find it on our website and in our emails, a vendor code. So you can go up there, and if you want to start your own podcast, Squadcast is who we use, and they're fantastic. But they have a new technology that they're experimenting with, and it's called Dolby Voice. It actually makes our video look really nice, and our sound quality goes way up. But part of the problem is John and I have a lag between us. So we're finding that to be kind of an issue. So we're working through that. But I might shut it off for a little while and just kind of go back to the old stuff, because I don't think it was bad in the first place. But again, if you want to start a podcast, not only reach out to us, because I can give you a few tips and tricks, and so can John, about what we use and how we do things, but look into Squadcast. I think you'll like it. And again, you can find the link on the website.
It's been great for us.
It has.
Yeah, it's been really great for us. Just the change from when we first started with the other one. We don't have to mention it, but
I don't even remember what it is.
It's no, me either. That's why I wasn't mentioning it.
Yeah.
But yes, it's been so much better. Squadcast has been awesome.
It has
across the board. So
yeah.
I agree.
So anyway, head up to our website, check it out. There should be a link up there. If not, just shoot me an email, let me know. The website, for those of you who don't know, first time listeners, it's poddimouths.com. Or you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever your social media is sold, because that's pretty much what it is. Oh, now he's telling me to wrap up. I see you over there.
I was just doing this because I was agreeing with you as you, and I was going to say
so that's usually the international wrap it up, buddy. Wrap it up. All right,
I do
guys.
it differently. I do it like this.
You're right. Exactly. No wonder I'm so confused half the time. Well, folks, you have a fantastic week. John, have a fantastic weekend. Say hi to Lisa for all of us, and from all of us here at PoddiMouths to all of you, enjoy your week.
Nikki, see you soon. Thanks again, and have a great trip. Say hi to the girls, and